Welcome to ASI's, or Associate Solutions, Afternoon Chills and Thrills break. Today we have got three third-party vendors who are going to take a few minutes and introduce a product of theirs to you today, and we're going to be pretty fast-moving. We're going to knock right through each one of these products, and it's intended to be quick and fast-moving and get you back to your own day. So we're going to go ahead and start today with Avalara. So Avalara is up next. And Rick. Okay, Rick, I've turned it over to you.
Great. Can you see my deck, my presentation there?
I can see it.
Great, great. All right, let me get that out of the way. Great, well, thank you. So got a lot to cover here in a 10-minute presentation, so I'll just get started. First off, thank you everybody, and good afternoon. I'm Rick Bennett. I'm a partner sales manager with Avalara. I'm operating out of California. My role is to bring sales tax compliance awareness to our partners and customers so they can make an informed decision about whether they are tax compliant or not, and how Avalara can help them be compliant with just a few clicks of their mouse. So before I get started, I'd like to first start off by saying thank you to every one of you today for using Avalara. We will be processing about 6 billion transactions this year, and odds are that you use this today when you were using your cell phone, or you bought gas, or even your morning coffee, or perhaps even checked out of a hotel. So who is Avalara? We were founded in 2004, and we have about 1,500 employees and offices all around the world, and our headquarters are in Seattle, Washington, and we have a large regional office in Durham, North Carolina. We have nearly 600 pre-built connectors that integrate with ERP and accounting systems, e-commerce platforms, and so on. What does this mean for your company? As your company grows and expands, either through mergers and acquisitions or new products or territories, Avalara was designed to be there as you grow. Avalara goes beyond sales tax compliance as well. Avalara is an end-to-end solution that helps your clients with their entire tax compliance process, from calculating sales tax to exemption certificate management to filing and remitting the returns on your behalf. So why is sales tax compliance such a challenge? This map of the US depicts over 16,000 taxing jurisdictions. Now, most people believe a tax jurisdiction is done by zip code, and that couldn't be further from the truth. There are numerous zip codes that have many jurisdictions within them, and some have as many as 5 jurisdictions within the zip code. Avalara maps these 16,000+ jurisdictions to over 150 million mailing addresses by the use of latitude and longitude. Our jurisdiction accuracy is to the rooftop, not the zip code. We validate every address to make sure it is accurate, which saves your company money on non-delivered and chargeback shipments. Additionally, product and service taxability can be extremely difficult for you to figure out. On top of these 16,000 different tax judicial rules, your company may sell product that also have product and service exemptions that vary from state to state and sometimes by jurisdiction to jurisdiction. To prove my point, look at how bagels in New York are taxed, and even candy bars in Indiana. An often overlooked exempt or an aspect to being sales tax compliant is also the handling of exemption certificates. Many companies depend on their sales staff to collect these certificates, and what happens to them after that can be a mystery. Avalara has developed an automated process for you to be able to digitally manage all your exemption certificates through a centralized repository. Now, I'm not sure if your head is spinning yet, but imagine what your finance team goes through every single day with every single one of your products in every single jurisdiction, state or county where you sell your goods. It is an incredible amount of information to keep track of manually, and it's also a huge risk and liability for your company on a process that brings in zero revenue to your company. Basically, your company has just become a free tax collector for the government. A free tax collector. To me, that's kind of crazy. And guess what, you guys? If you do it wrong, you have to pay penalties and interest. That doesn't seem fair to me. Your company is forced to collect taxes on behalf of the government, and if you get it wrong, you're penalized. That's not cool. Why put your company at risk for something that your company does for free for the government and cost your company tens of thousands of dollars to be compliant? The time has come to outsource sales tax compliance, just like your company is probably already outsourcing payroll services. So, what is the true cost of being compliant? This chart is a breakdown of a study done by the Aberdeen Group. It takes all the different annual tasks that a company does to be compliant. Has your company ever performed a cost analysis to see its true cost of managing your compliance? The Aberdeen Group discovered that the average cost for a small company is $63,000 per year. Now, I don't know about you guys, but to me that seems kind of high, but let's just assume that they are twice as high as what your company spends. From my experience, that is still at least twice as much as you can expect to pay for Avalara. And with Avalara, you can rest assured that the taxation is done correct, and we guarantee it. Luckily, Avalara can make this as easy as a couple of clicks of a button for you. Avalara's end-to-end solution takes your audit process down to minutes instead of days, weeks, or months. So how does it work? First off, our solution is a cloud-based solution, which means you don't need to buy any expensive hardware or have an IT department maintain anything. You simply install an integration connector and connect to our administration console and set up your company, set up the states that you have Nexus, which are the states that you have sales tax obligations, map your products to and services to our Avalara tax codes, and validate your customers' addresses, and you're done. Pretty simple. Once you have correctly mapped your products and services and to our tax codes, the forever changing tax rates and rules that are taking place in the 16,000+ jurisdictions are no longer your concern. Our tax experts will keep all the rates and all the rules current in our tax engine. All you're left to do is sell your product and make lots of money, and we'll handle the rest. So how does it work? The taxing jurisdictions come up with the tax rates and the rules, and Avalara's experts keep these our tax engine current with these changes and these rules. All you need to do is drop a connector between your system and our tax engine, and we'll calculate the rules and send it back to your system within a quarter of a second. All your transactional data is stored in our AvaTax system, so you can research how the tax was calculated if you were ever to be audited, or if a customer inquires on how the tax calculation was calculated. Now that our AvaTax system has your information stored in its repository, it is easy for us to take your sales tax compliance to the next level as we file and remit your returns on your behalf. You'll never have to worry about spending ridiculous hours preparing tax returns again. Just log on to the admin console once a month and reconcile and approve the tax, and we'll debit your clearing account and remit and pay the filing on your behalf. It's that easy. We're talking about minutes per month and not hours or days. And lastly, implementing Avalara is quick. Most implementations take 10 to 30 hours and can be done within 60 days. So the next steps, I'd like to thank you for your time today. If you have any questions, permitting I have time, I'd be happy to take questions. Else, you can reach out to your to Associate Solutions representative or contact me directly. Thank you.
Thanks, Rick. Appreciate that. Show my screen. Okay, we're going to move right along to Alicia of Rockton. She's going to show us SmartFill. So let me switch it over to her. Alicia, are you there?
There we go.
All right.
I am. Sorry, I had to find the mute button. Perfect. Well, thank you guys so much for taking a little time out of your day today, and to ASI for inviting me to present to you guys. My name is Alicia Weigel. I'm with Rockton Software. We are a GP-specific value-added we're a ISV, so we build on to the GP suite. And what I'm going to show you guys today is our SmartFill product. I don't have any slide decks. I just wanted to actually demo it so you guys could get kind of a look and feel for it and how it would work in your GP. Basically, this product is geared towards anyone that touches Dynamics GP throughout the day. So it doesn't matter if you're the system administrator or if you are just doing data entry day to day, or you're the CFO or the head of finance. Everybody can use it. Saves people a ton of time. Currently, we've got about 21,000 users of GP using SmartFill by itself. So I'm just going to get right in and show you guys how it works. So we are going to go out and first off look at an account. So what I want you to kind of think in your head is, how many times a day do you guys click on this little magnifying glass? I would venture to guess it's more than once. And essentially, SmartFill's whole job is to alleviate and eliminate the need for you to click on that little magnifying glass. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to search for an account based on what I know. So you might know part of a segment or part of the description of the account. You know what type you're looking for or category. Any of that can be used to search for the account versus having to click on that little magnifying glass. So to start off, I know I'm looking for a cash account, easy enough. I type cash right over where I would normally have to have that number value, and I hit my tab key. In about a fraction of a second, SmartFill goes to work, and it brings up this make a selection window. This is all of the cash accounts that I have in my chart of accounts, brought back in about a half a second. So without having to sort, without having to, reset my search or subset search it a second time, I get all the cash accounts. Now you can see cash can be any part of the description, so it doesn't have to be the first thing in it. It's just kind of whatever you know. So we try to make this really intuitive for you guys. Now maybe you have 500 cash accounts. You can subset search this list as well. So I could say I'm looking for cash bank accounts, hit tab again, and now my results go from 12 down to 7. And then from here, I'm just going to double click and I'm going to pick which account I want, and that window is going to fill right in for me. Now, like I said, if you know part of a segment, you can search with that too. So I know 1130 is the middle segment. I only have one 1130 account, so that auto-populates the window for me. I don't even have to see that make a selection window. The only time that's going to really come up is if you have more than one result that could possibly be your answer. So that's looking at it in an account window. This is going to work all over the system. So if I go out to a vendor, maybe I know I'm looking for a travel vendor. I can type travel. There again, goes through the whole list of my vendors, brings me back just travel vendors. And here it's looking in the ID, the name, the class ID, as well as the city. So I can search based on locations too. And all of the searches are customizable it comes completely set up, ready to go, but we wanted it to be flexible enough where you could use it however made most sense to your business. So I'm going to show you how you can actually customize this really fast too. So we can search right now, name, class, city. Let's add state as a possibility, because maybe you search for your vendors by state. So we're going to go into our objects list. And right now, I'm showing you all of the objects, and there's a lot of them, there we go, that come with the product with the exception of cash receipts. I just made that one up for a customer. So out of the box, there's 20 objects. Out on our website, there's a library of objects and places to search for third-party products. So things like multi-entity management, key to act or WhenSoft, if you've got fixed assets, things like that. Those are all out there. They're free to download. They're just little text files. They're really quick. But all of these come pre-set up, and all you have to do is open them up to modify them a bit more. Now, if you can think of a third-party product or a third-party add-on that you guys already have that's dexterity-based, collections management, for example, you're going to hear from Professional Advantage shortly. That's an add-on that you can use SmartFill for. If you want to put all your collectors in there, you can do it there. So you're not limited to what's in this list by any means. But when you want to create or modify the ones that we have, just open it up, give it 2 seconds, maybe 3. My GPU's tired, but on vacation. Always in a live demo. Okay. So we open this window up. Now I can link secondary tables if I want to. I can create some calculated fields to make SmartFill even smarter. Or I can just use what's already set up. So right now my vendor master is what's set up in here. I basically get the entire vendor master to be searchable for me. So I can come through, let's grab that state. I marked search and display it. This is my make a selection window. So if I want to drag columns around, make things bigger or smaller, I can. I'm going to hit save, okay, and now I'm able to search for that vendor based on its state. So if I come out here now and I search Minnesota, just by MN, hit tab, now I'm getting all the results where MN fits. So with ComNet, obviously we've got MN there, but everybody else is in the state of Minnesota. So it's really, really easy. Now if I want to put this all together, we can do that quickly since I've got a couple minutes left. I'm going to go to a sales transaction. And let's just grab a few things. So I'm going to grab Barry because I know I've got a few bears out here. So here's all my customers. I'm going to grab Barry Medical Center. Another tool just let me know I get a 20% discount. Come through here and I'm going to sell them something green. So I've got my items. Here's where I'm using that calculated field so I can see my quantity available versus my quantity on hand. I know I've got enough of my green cords to sell. And now I can just keep on going. How much faster can I enter an invoice when I'm just searching based on what I know? Instead of having to think of a part number or think of other item codes, I can just run through and continue on my invoice just like that. So that is SmartFill in a nutshell. Very, very easy to use, very inexpensive. And we offer free trials of this. So if you guys want to test it out and see how it works in your environment, let anyone at ASI know and they can reach out to me. You can get more information on our website as well, rocktonsoftware.com. But we're happy to give you a free trial and make sure that you like it before you buy it. So thank you so much, you guys, for having me.
Thanks, Alicia. Okay. So next we're going to go right on to Griffon Swanson, Professional Advantage. So let me switch that over to him. Griffon. Yes. Griffon, are you there?
Perfect. Yes, thank you very much. All right. Can you see my PowerPoint screen now?
Oh, I can now. Yep.
Awesome. Well, just wanted to first thank the Associate Solutions team for having Professional Advantage on here today. My name is Griffon Swanson from Professional Advantage, and I'm going to show you our collections management product. So just want to take you through a short PowerPoint here quick, and then we're going to actually hop into GP as well. So first I want to talk about 3 pain points that we see customers have today when they're doing their collecting, and how collections management would solve those pain points. So first off, I like to highlight here that there's a lot of decentralized information in the sales and accounts receivable areas in GP. And one problem we're seeing today is companies just don't have the ability to keep collection history on their customers in GP. So they may print off an age trial balance, they may keep some posted notes, or perhaps have shared an Excel file. But the main problem with that is there's really no way to share those notes, conversations, or history with other users, at least not in GP. So collections management adds value in number 1, the collections main window, which we'll cover today. This is going to be the command center for the product. It's great for ad hoc inquiry. You're going to be able to use the main window for tracking and creating notes, setting up follow-up tasks, creating actions on your invoices, such as promises to pay, or maybe they're in dispute. You're also going to be able to access a task window, which we've created to essentially be your to-do list for this collections module. And then as you can see here, collection notes can also be created from the main window. And the notes have historically been the hub of collections management, really the main functionality, and they allow your users to create actions, keep history, and notes on customer invoices. And then you would also see those notes act as follow-up tasks. Second pain point that we see a lot of our customers have is there's a lot of inconsistent follow-up. And with that follow-up, you're perhaps using a lot of manual communication. So our collection plans here allow your users to spend less time searching for customers, spend less time creating emails, and attaching invoices manually. And these workflows are essentially a set of actions suggested automatically based on the due date of a customer's invoice. So we have a number of predefined plans that come with the product, or you can define those collection plans from scratch and really tailor those to your different customer types. You'll then be able to process actions suggested by those plans in similar groups, one by one, or all at one time, and hopefully have some time to show everyone that today. Lastly here, bottom line collections management is aimed to reduce your bad debt and improve your cash flow. So we have a number of performance reports that come with the product. We have accounts receivable windows. There are some smart lists and some SSRS report templates that come with the product, and those are both compatible as well. There's also some individual collector performance reports built in the product as well. You can really keep track how each collector is doing in regards to collecting. And then the last thing there with collections management, it also allows you to track your days sales outstanding over time and then really measure the return on investment on this product. So the last slide that I have here kind of shows that return on investment of collections management and how you can track your DSO. So a good statistic to track or calculate your return on investment is DSO, and that's because your DSO is indicating how much you're selling and how fast you're getting paid, and then that can really indicate how effective your collection process is working. So for example, on this slide here, just highlighting for simplicity reasons, if you're a $36 million company today, that's roughly $3 million a month or $100,000 a day. Let's say we implement collections management here and use that as a catalyst to decrease our DSO. The example I have here, let's say within the first year of using collections, we've decreased our DSO from 45 days to 40 days. Just down by 5 days, that would result in another $500,000 in your bank account. So I only got a few minutes left here, so I just want to hop into GP and give you an idea of what those windows would look like. First, starting here with the collections main window, I'm going to pull open a customer here to give you an idea of how we centralize all of that customer information. So you can see here we have all the customer's contact details, payment terms, their year-to-date sales. We can see their aging periods here. We can change these aging display buckets right in Core GP. As well, we can see the total amount that's been invoiced to the customer. We can drill in and actually find those invoices. I'm going to demonstrate here, hopefully, if we have some time for PayLink. I do notice that you have Notice Technologies demonstrating tomorrow. We have implemented our product with their PayLink feature. But again, just you can see in the core window here that we were essentially pulling these windows right from Core GP, but again, centralizing all that customer information. Customer notes reside here down at the bottom of the window. We can populate those notes out. Let me just drill into one here quick to show you what these notes would look like. You can see the date and time the note was created, the user who created the note, can assign different priority levels here, set action dates that would actually leverage this note to your task window, saying, hey, if a customer didn't make payment by this specific date, it will show up on your task window telling you that you need to follow up again, and you can also attach those invoices to this window as well. From a one-off standpoint, we can send off one-off emails from this window. You can actually create collection letters that allow you to populate specific invoices in this one-off email here. So it opens up this transactional list down at the bottom. We can put those invoice details in the body of the email. Those would also be sent as attachments for PDFs and printed on your end as well. From an automation standpoint, the nice thing about collections is that we'll automate your entire process as well. So I previously mentioned those collection plans. Just hop into those here quick. You can see it's a step-by-step process that would actually go through and send reminders, letters, and schedule phone calls based on the plan that your customer is assigned to. From our window here, the plan processing window, this actually allows you to group customers, as I mentioned in the PowerPoint. For example, let's say I want to focus in on all of my overdue customers. I can come in and find all those customers and see the actions they're scheduled to get. Just to give you an idea of how that automation process works, you can see here once we process all those customers, we send customers emails and reminders based on the plan they're assigned to. So on our good customer plan, we're sending out 8 emails, high risk plan 17 emails, regular plan 10. So that's the automation process. I know it's at the top of the hour here, but one last thing I did want to cover was that pay link functionality. So from a number of our one-off emails or that automation process, we can actually include Notice Technology's pay link feature inside of our collection emails, or we can do that from a transactional window here as well. So let's just say, hey, I want to focus on the customer's past due invoices. I can come in here, create that pay link from here. I'm going to send that to myself. You can see it's going to actually be a fairly quick process to send that email. Let me pull that open here on my end. Once you send that email, your customer would be receiving an email similar to this, where they can then drill into this payment link. They'd be able to pay via credit card or via e-check from this window. Once they make that payment, it's automatically applied inside of GP. So again, just wanted to thank Associate Solutions for having Professional Advantage on here today, as well as the attendees. I do have my contact details pulled open on the screen now. If you want to set up more of a one-on-one demonstration, see some documentation, or trial the demo or trial collections for free as well, don't hesitate to reach out to me.
Thanks, Griffon. All right, let me go back to me. And I mean, if we have any questions here that we could answer pretty quickly while I kind of close up this session today. Like I said, with the 3 that we had today, Avalara, Rockton, and Professional Advantage. If you have any questions for those, tomorrow we'll be back with 3 different third-party providers talking about 3 different products that they have available. So it'll be tomorrow, same time, same place, and then we'll do it again on Thursday with 3 additional third-party vendors. So I'm not seeing any questions come through right now. Obviously, we're available to answer any questions or set up a full-fledged demo at a later time. If anybody's interested, just let me know or any one of the vendors, and we would be happy to show you the whole product and answer any questions that you might have. So thanks for joining us today, and we hope to see you back again tomorrow and Thursday. Thanks so much, everyone.